Welcome back, Awesome Possums. Today we're going to look at a social studies lesson for grade 2, People and Places. This is Unit 1, Lesson 4, Rural Communities, and we'll be using the Hoot Mifflin Social Studies book. Our standards for today will be Standard 6, Places and Regions. The work that people do is impacted by the distinct human and physical characteristics in the place where they live. We're also going to be working on an economic strand, Content Standard 16. People use money to buy and sell goods and services. Unit 1's vocabulary preview. The first word is rule. A rule tells you what you should and should not do. Some rules are written. Here's a written rule. Pool rules. No diving at shallow end. No food or drinks in pool area. No glass in pool area. Urban area. An urban area is a place where many people live and work close together. Suburb. Some people live in the suburbs. A suburb is a community near a city. And our last word is rural area. A rural area has more open space and fewer people than a suburb or urban area. Core Lesson 4, Rural Communities. Build on what you know. Do you live on a farm or in a small town? In some ways, your community is different from a city or a suburb. Small towns. Outside of cities and suburbs are rural areas. People in rural areas may live in small towns. Small towns have fewer stores, schools, and homes than cities or suburbs. Farms. Rural areas are places with more open space than cities and suburbs. That is why most farmers are in the rural areas. Farmers need a lot of space to raise animals or crops such as corn and beans. Let's look at this picture, boys and girls. You can see how open the area is. There's not a lot of houses or buildings. It's just farmland with, here it looks like corn. It says the corn that you eat may come from a farm field like this one. Why don't you find farms in the cities? Well, in the cities, there's lots of concrete and big, tall buildings. In the farms, in the rural areas, you find farms. Forests. The wood people use for building chairs and other things come from trees. Trees grow in the forest. Most forests are found in rural areas because trees need space to grow. Look at this. It says 1. Lumber companies have workers that cut down trees, saw them into logs. 2. Logs go to a sawmill to be cut into boards. 3. Barrels are an example of something that might be made from wood. What are some ways that land is used in rural areas? What do you think, boys and girls? What are some ways land is used in rural areas? Well, there's forests here, but what did it say on the other page? Land is used for farms. Markets. Forest workers and farmers sell their wood and the things they grow. They send those things to market. A market can be anywhere people buy and sell things. People in rural areas may send things they make or grow to markets in cities and suburbs. Food grown in rural areas is sold in the city markets. Let's review. Vocabulary. Describe a rural area in 1 or 2 sentences. Think about what characteristics a rural area has. Lots of land, lots of trees. Main idea. What are 2 ways that rural areas are different from urban areas? What are 2 ways that rural areas are different from urban areas? Well, let's think. What does an urban area have? Lots of tall buildings. Does a rural area have lots of tall buildings? No, it has lots of open space. What's another way a rural area is different than an urban area? An rural area has lots of trees and farms. What does an urban area have? Lots of tall buildings and cars and buses. Activity. Look around your classroom or your home. Make a list of all the things that you see that are made of wood. Let's extend this lesson and talk about an economic concept of markets. Are you buying? Are you selling? You are in a market. In smaller markets, people buy the things they want for their own use. In large markets, businesses buy material they need to make things. For example, you might have a business that makes chairs. You would go to a big market where many kinds of wood are sold. Let's look at this picture. People can buy many different things on the internet marketplace. Amazon is a good example of a marketplace, boys and girls. You can buy anything on Amazon. Let's look at this one. This man sells spices in an open market in Marrakesh, Morocco. So what he's done is he's gotten all the spices and he's selling them on the street in an open market. A supermarket is filled with many kinds of foods and other things. That's a market. Fishers send their catch to market like this one in Japan. Here, business owners buy large amounts of fish. So markets are where you can buy and sell things. Activities. Make a picture showing the names and prices of some things you would find in a market. Write about it. Write or tell the kinds of things you would sell if you owned a market. That's the end of our lesson, boys and girls. Worksheets for this lesson are available by contacting me at awesomepossumclassroom@gmail.com. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. New lessons are posted weekly. Work on your growth mindset and remember, all things are difficult before they get easy. Visit my Teacher Paid Teacher store for more wonderful ideas. Have a great day. Bye-bye.